Okay, but then why? But you skewed
Because
his image
this
there.
is an Antichrist image.
But did you skew that?
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the scriptures.
But why
That's not
did you
biblical.
skew it?
Because that image is not
skewed
biblical.
it because they skewed it, so we skewed it some more.
Doesn't make sense.
We didn't do that. The so-called white man did that in the late 1300s when they came back into power, which called the Renaissance era.
The horns in them and everything?
No, not the horns.
Oh,
We did that because it represents the Antichrist.
Right.
They painted that image of themselves. In the Bible, it showed that the Lord is a dark-skinned man from this tribe.
Well, why does it matter?
He doesn't have, it matters for truth's sake.
Because it matters for truth's sake.
Right.
Like you said, you shall not add or take away from the word.
Okay.
This is taking away from the word.
But what,
Lord does not
like,
look
what
like
does the word say?
It says, he that believeth on him as the scriptures say it.
But what does the word say?
The word says that the Lord, let's get it.
You want to read? You want to hear it?
Yeah, I would love to
Let's
hear.
get it. You got it.
This is Revelation, sorry, 1.
Yeah, start
Read
at
one
and
first, yeah. It's about the
Revelation,
record.
verse 1. He revealeth the revealing, the revelation of Yahushua Hamashiach with Yahweh, which Yahweh gave unto him to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John.
Now he showed John how the Messiah looked. Now go to 13.
Verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot,
A garment.
and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
That's the war belt because he's a man of war.
His head and his hairs were white like wool,
Okay.
and as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
What color is brass?
Gold.
No, it's brown.
It's a derivative of brown.
And it said if it was burnt in a furnace.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
if it was burnt in a furnace. Then
I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Like, fine. I'm
right.
fine with that.
No, it just said if it was burnt in a furnace as well.
Yeah, no,
So that's a dark brown.
Does it say face?
Come on,
Does it say feet?
Check. This
Does it
is
say
one
just
quick
feet?
picture.
His feet were. It's fine. I'm fine with it. Like, go
But it
ahead.
doesn't say his face.
It's
Okay.
fine. I'm not literally not arguing.
Of the
I
Lord
know.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
We're here to
so-
edify. We're here to edify.
Jesus Christ.
We're here to bring out.
No, it's not
You good?
arguing.
You good?
Yeah, it's just.
Jesus Christ
That's
is
it
the
on
Lamb
that.
of God.
Okay, so it doesn't say anything about like his color.
Get
And that's what, like,
Danny
honestly,
Tennessee.
I feel like.
Get Danny Tennessee
Can
real
I
quick.
say what I feel?
Because they don't know God.
And the thing
They
about
only
like
know
the
God
Bible,
by
every
Jesus
fuck
Christ.
you. I don't give a fuck about it.
Jesus Christ is
But
the
the
only
thing
way.
about the Bible is everybody
prophets that were here
has
to
their
buy.
own
Lord,
Yeah, they do.
interpretation
You're
of
right.
it.
But that's
Yeah,
But the
why.
thing
absolutely.
is that like
no. They're
We-
Gentiles just like I am. Bible
people
says that Jesus
that
Christ came to
actually
the world to die for
like
all
believe in the
sinners,
Bible,
Gentile,
we don't think
Jew,
he's black or
Lord
white or
Jesus
anything.
Christ
We
paid
think
that
that
price,
he is
so all
Middle
can be
Eastern,
saved
which is
and born again.
probably brown,
See,
which
there's
is
not a
like
division
Middle
anymore.
Eastern,
Jesus
right?
Christ broke down
So
that
are
middle
they-
So
wall
like
of
for
partition.
me, I don't
that was
think like
separated
you're
in
black
between us,
because you're
making
different,
one
or
new
I'm white
man.
because I'm
So
different.
making
I believe I'm white because I'm from
Jesus
Europe,
Christ broke down
and you're
that wall
black
that was
because you're
through-
from
that was
Africa.
set
Actually, we're
up
not
And
white
you
or
need
black.
melanoma.
Jesus Christ
Hold
was
on.
the
What you have to
You needed
understand-
the more melanoma to
What you have to
withstand the
understand
sun.
is that the scriptures still describe how he looked.
For sure.
The scriptures still
Doesn't
describe it.
matter though.
That was contrary.
It may not
Me.
matter to you, but it matters what
nailed
you
it
say.
to the cross.
If it's the truth, if somebody said that
There's
you were
no cross
an
of the Lord
overweight
Jesus
Samoan
Christ.
woman, would that be true?
There is
Hold
no
on. I
blood
get it
of the Lord
because-
Jesus Christ being preached with
So
you
like
gentlemen.
religion
They
keeps
are
fighting
all of
like this.
themselves.
It's so
They have
weird.
heaped up
But the
the
thing
Lord-
is
the
that
Lord-
like it's like
Lord
Jesus
came-
wouldn't want this.
Yes, he did.
Jesus,
Let's get he came to bring division.
Jesus
Lord
would
didn't come
want
to
the
bring
fact
everybody
that
They
he
did not know the
loves
Lord,
everybody
because the
Where's
and
that
he
scripture?
is every color.
heaven
Where's
and
Let me
earth.
ask you
Because
this.
the fact is it doesn't matter. Like
And
the
the Lord
fact that
Jesus
you're
Christ
darker than me is just because you were born in south of the equator, which you needed that to protect your skin from the sun. I didn't need that to protect
Let
my
me say
skin from the
this. Let me
sun.
say this. This is what we said initially. Was this is not about skin color. This is about the seed.
It's about the seed either, because the fact is, it doesn't matter. Like if you believe in Jesus and you believe in any of it doesn't matter.
Hold on one second.
Like if anything, when you're fighting this, you're just as bad as this motherfucker. Do
Doctrine.
you hear him?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
crazy.
Of the Lord
But you're
Jesus Christ
crazy.
in a matter
I'm the
of
opposite
exaltation.
side.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
You said about color doesn't matter, right?
Jesus
Doesn't.
Christ
Okay,
is the
now,
name.
what, did Jesus come on the earth? Did he walk in the flesh?
Jesus Christ
Did he walk on earth in the flesh?
Every tongue shall confess.
So what color was he?
I don't
They
give a
read
fuck.
about
He was
But you missing.
brown.
But the point is,
I
he
think
has.
he was Egyptian. I think he was Egyptian.
No, he's not Egyptian.
He was brown. He was from the Middle East, and it was brown.
Okay, right. That's what we read to you in Revelation that he was. But this is the point. Listen, you don't get emotional. Stay with me. Stay focused. Don't get emotional.
I'm not trying.
The point is, they lied to us for generations, and hundreds of years. That this was the Lord, and that's how He looked. You missing it. This is the point. We are here for truth's sake. They lied to us for hundreds of years and showed us. Look at the picture. That's not how He look according to the Bible.
Can I say this? We all, like, smart people know that.
Well, it's people out here that still believe that He looked like that.
But those people are so dumb, they're never gonna not believe it.
You're right.
But our obligation.
So why, fuck them?
Because the word has to be preached
Right.
all across the
Truth still got to go out.
The truth has to be preached, whether people get offended or not.
So we have to have the images to show what he look like according to the Bible and what he don't look like.
But they're kind of like, I mean, thank you for saying that. But like when I walk by other pretty fuck white people.
No, it's not that, because it's not about
It
color.
literally says fuck white people. I think the white man destiny. I mean, like it's like kind of says fuck white people, and it's kind of.
Well, he read to you Revelation 13 that.
Fuck him.
No, not him. I'm talking about what he read to you. What he read to you was Revelation 13, 9, and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So the same person that put us in slavery, the Lord is going to put them in slavery. So that's all we saying. Truth sake.
But I just because like I'm not that.
Jesus Christ died.
Like
You
you
know,
said,
we
like
have
we
to
said
do that
before.
for you guys. I mean,
Like
I'm not
we said
being an
before.
asshole, but like white people have to like be.
Everybody,
You should probably be okay with us
This
too,
isn't about
or
skin
me.
color. But this is about the truth.
Why do I have to be okay with this?
Yeah.
Why does
Because I
anybody have
didn't
to
grow
be
up with this shit, and like it's not my problem. Like I don't have an issue with
Hey,
it.
you got
Why do
something?
you have an issue with it?
Hey, let's get Isaiah 14:21.
This is about nations. This is about
bring that out?
Go ahead.
This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. You asked the question. This answer. I'm not going to answer it. I'm not going to let the Lord answer it. This is Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who runs this society? Who runs the world?
I mean, but
Focusing on the carnal things. Carnal, not the spiritual things.
No. Who runs the world?
I don't know.
He gives life.
I mean, the president usually.
More
That's
abundant.
rhetorical. It'll break itself down. So it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. That's what you're looking at with this picture. This is the true judge of the world. The earth,
Brother, you got a
the earth
question?
is given into, they covered his
got a
face
question?
with the image. Okay? It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
What's your
He
nationality?
covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
I be working, I be wanting to like,
Well, we got a YouTube page, man.
yeah, I'm like,
GMS Orlando. All right, I'll tell
Why are we still like living that? Like, why are we
You know
like?
why? You know why? Because
Nobody else cares. Like, I mean, like, we're
nobody
all
else-
trying to
it's-
like get past it. Like,
Can you let me respond?
yes.
All right, so the reason that we have to address that is because for centuries, people have had a misconception of the Bible and who are who in the Bible. Who's who in the Bible is there's a misconception. So we have to go through these things and tear down the falsehood. We have to tear down the veil. For truth's sake, this must stand.
A lot of smart people don't really believe that shit, and we don't like. I'm not looking back on like 1,500 like or 1,000 years from before, like about what they believed or like how we took people from Africa, and like that's fucking wrong as fuck. Like nobody gives a
The Lord is about that. This is the judgment of the Lord. Hey, you just said you ain't had nothing to do with it, right? What have you?
But the Lord is not about that.
Listen to this. You just said you ain't had nothing to do with that, right? You wasn't around. Listen to this. This is Isaiah 14 and 21. It reads, prepare slaughter for his children. No, we record everything. Listen to this. Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. So what your forefathers did.
Honestly, we were so poor, we did not have any.
Well, I'm talking about.
I got a real quick metaphor for that. It's like someone farts in the elevator, right? And then you step in the elevator, and someone blames you for farting in the elevator.
Well, what happened?
That's how it works.
It's what the conquistadors
No,
and
this is
the
cool. I'm
Spaniards.
just saying.
It's what the conquistadors and the Spaniards came over here and did to the American Indians
I get it.
and to our people. Okay, so the Lord said payback is due.
Like I think it's so terrible.
Right.
But it must be
100
addressed.
million%. It should be addressed. I feel like it has been addressed.
That place.
And I feel like we're in such a great place.
Who is?
I feel like we're getting
You reject,
Who's
but you use it as a curse word.
we are.
Look at you.
Who is
You're
we?
jumping a business
Together we are.
kind of.
I remember. No, but like I remember, like I know my mom and my grandfather. They had some terrible things. Like I mean, segregation, all that stuff.
It's the only
We don't
way
have that. So we're
to have all your sins remitted
I have
by his blood.
anything. My son has zero anything. So, but the thing is that like everything keeps getting brought up, and I don't know
So let me
how that
let
like
me ask you a
stops.
question. Let me ask you a
Okay,
question.
sorry.
Did you ever tell the Jews to forget about the Holocaust?
I would tell them to like forgive the Holocaust.
When have you done that?
I would say
I am
Holocaust.
I'm talking to her. Don't be disrespectful, please. Like you was. So if the Jews were here, would you tell them
I am
to forget
Jewish,
about?
yeah.
Would you tell them? Would you appreciate somebody telling you to forget about what happened to your people?
I feel like that's a terrible situation, but you can't blame anybody to this day
So you
for
should forget
that.
about it.
Bible says you
No,
must
never forget history because it actually,
It will repeat itself.
and it's good. Never forget it. But you need to forgive because everybody who comes out of it learns from it, and we're
So let me
here
say this.
for it.
Let me
Like
say
I
this.
am here. Like
Let me say this. 9/11 happened, right? How many
Yes.
people died in 9/11?
that's so many. It's so
And how
sad.
many Iraqis in Afghanistan?
So
people-
many. It's so
How many
sad.
have died as a result of that?
Too many.
Where was the forgiveness?
Too many.
Where was the forgiveness?
There should. There's
should
not.
have.
There's no.
We're not
There's
dealing
no
with shoulda, coulda,
love.
woulda.
There's no love. Like we should.
But you gotta understand,
Yeah, like no. I do not.
the elites that control the earth, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers,
Yes.
they
There's
bring,
terrible people.
they
Yes.
controls everything.
Banks. Terrible.
They are the ones when I read to you, prepare slaughter for his children for the nickel of the fathers. So the fathers was talking about the
is
George
that
Washington
we
and Andrew
shouldn't-
Jackson and all of them.
We shouldn't be against each other. We should be with each other.
Listen to this.
We're telling you, according to the scripture,
White man says it's not.
what goes around comes back
It's a
around.
rich man's. Let's not
goes
say
around
white man.
comes
Let's say rich man.
No, because no one is white. You are red. We are not black. We're different shades of brown.
Okay.
So it's a brown.
Is that what you're?
We're different shades of brown. You're different shades of red.
It's a nationality. You have,
It seems that way, though.
It's nationality. It had nothing to do with color.
Right.
It's about
Black and white is a social construct
right.
that
That was
came around in
created.
1700.
That was created by the elites.
Yeah.
You have some
I'm
of
not
our
elite.
people. You have some of our people that look like so-called white people.
Right.
So this isn't about.
Yes,
You
exactly.
know, it's about nationality. It's about seed.
And the people that
It's
look.
not about national. It's about people. Like I feel like it's just about
nationality.
people.
The Lord
Right?
say it's about the nationality.
You're just trying to sell your.
According to the seed of the man.
I paid for it. I'm not selling it.
I wanted to make
I'm
one
a
point because
Yankees
it's
guy
not a color thing. We have people of all nations. We have people that look like her, look like, and they still out. They push the word. They preach the
Hold on.
same.
She wants to know. Hold on. She wants to know what you guys are trying to communicate.
I was in the middle
they're
of
trying
speaking,
to.
so you can hold on. I'm speaking to edify you two. I didn't cut you off. I sat here patiently, so I have the floor now. Like I said, we have people that
Well, they were
are white.
trying to communicate the
All
fact
nations, and they
that
push the same. They're out here
Negroes
pushing the
were
same doctrine
slaves,
we're pushing.
and,
But some people are actual Edomites.
people are
This is what
trying to-
the scripture says.
the
Daniel
culture
12 and 10.
Right.
Many shall be
Deny that.
purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand.
Which is why the majority of these people are not going to understand what's being said.
That's what I'm trying to tell them.
Yeah,
Scoff at
that's
what
your
we're saying.
husband.
Because
told me that
you don't have other nations go up to the Jews and say you should just forget about the Holocaust.
Because you're a different.
That shows you the level of respect they actually have for our people. That they'll come up here and try to convince us to forget about what happened to our people. That they'll use soft words to try to make us forget about what actually happened. They wouldn't go to a synagogue and say you Jews should forget about the Holocaust. Neither one of y'all would do that. Neither one of y'all would do that. And it shows you the value and
But
respect
she
you
is.
actually have for Negroes,
From
Latinos,
them
and Native Americans.
first, like you have this setup. What are you trying to communicate?
We're trying to wake up the nation of Israel.
Where are you from?
India.
Okay.
We're trying to wake up the nation of Israel,
Okay.
who are Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and their descendants that are scattered amongst all nations on your father's side or your mother.
Yeah, because you know,
Like
Is your father Haitian?
both of them are Asian. Like I'm totally Asian.
Not
I
Haitian,
swear.
Asian.
Asian.
Not Haitian.
Well,
Haitian.
Haitian is a thing. It's like French African.
in the land of
But
Asia,
I believe in the gospel of
the
the
land
Lord
that
Jesus
the people
Christ.
that are in India today, known as the Elamites, the Persians,
Third day, according to the scriptures. Jesus
before they were called
commanded us to
Persians,
go
they
into the
were
world
called
and preach
Hebrews.
the gospel.
Their forefather's name is Elam.
The gospel is the
But
death, burial,
what is the point of guiding in history? Like what are you trying to
For
do
truth's
today?
sake, for truth's sake, the Bible has been preached and grabbed and taken hold of, but this is an actual historical document. So if you don't know who's who in the scriptures, then you don't even have the context to finish the New Testament. You can't just start. You can't just start in the middle of a book.
I believe in science. I don't believe in the scriptures.
Okay, so why are you here?
Ain't no sense in
You have
being.
a setup. I'm listening.
Well, we teaching the scripture.
If you don't believe in the
Okay,
scriptures,
that's
then
what you have.
We don't believe in scripture.
I just brought out none of the wicked shall understand. You're wasting your time. Like I said, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 15. That which has been is now.
That's what it is.
That which is to be has already been. And Yahweh requireth that which is past. Okay?
Exactly, and this is not a, like we said before, this has nothing to do with melanin. But she brought out a good point by her point to her skin. She's an Elamite and she has melanin, which shows you that this isn't about skin color, man. You got Elamites with pigmentation. You got Moabites and Ammonites with pigmentation. This is about the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And when the moment Israel starts to
You
stand,
didn't want to give him a pound, the same way he didn't want to hug you. Hold on. The same way you felt reserved that you don't want to respect the fact that he didn't want to hug you. He said he'll pound you though. You didn't want to pound him. The same way we feel. You are an Edomite, man. Go down the road. The Lord rejected you. Go down the road. You're not coming here to say the story. Go. Gone. Continue on.
Time up.
Continue on.
Still in the humbleness at the same time. Still in humbleness. Ain't nothing wrong with educating.
I appreciate everything
So
you
people
guys
can
do.
YouTube. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
She's been here for long enough. She could be
Yeah.
gone. I know my spirit is controlled. I am humble. I am relaxed.
Do I make you uncomfortable here?
Claim, Lord, Lord, have not cast out devils. All depart from me, ye doers of iniquity. For I never knew you. You don't even know the name of
14 and
Jesus
1.
Christ. You don't even know that name. It's so sweet, so precious. I can say
This is Isaiah
Salakia, you got it.
chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captive they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
And all of these things have to come to pass, man. At the end of the day, whether people are offended or not, the truth must come out, man.
Done.
The Lord is about bringing judgment on nations, man. Nobody had a problem with Jake going into slavery, man. Now, it says in Revelations that now the time has come when the nations shall be judged. The nations are angry. And the Lord shall reward his saints and his prophets, man. So we expect the heathens to be outraged at what we're saying, man. We expect the heathens to come up and say that this can't be the truth. Because they don't really regard our life or our plight. That's not really regarded amongst other nations. We're actually on the opposite end, we're the laughing stock of the rest of the world. But that's soon to change. And the rest of the world will be judged for what's been done to our people, man. And 2/3 of our people are going to get caught in that mix as well. And this is all for truth's sake, man. You can't skip all the way to the New Testament and say, look, this is the truth now.
Right.
You have no context. And it shows you that people don't even value truth anymore.
Lord Jesus Christ.
It's all about what sounds great. Nobody values the actual truth of the scriptures. You would think that somebody would be happy that you could actually break down who the Moabites and the Ammonites were. If they really cared about the scriptures, man. If they really cared about the one they ignorantly called Jesus, they would be happy to see that the truth is being revealed. Instead, they reject it. Why? Because they love darkness, man.
They only care about their own self.
Yeah, this is Luke chapter 12 and verse 51. And it reads, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth, I tell you nay, but rather division.
And this is the misconception that's been given to the whole world in the, according to the scriptures, man, of what the scriptures actually say, man. The whole world thinks that Jesus loves everybody, that he's coming to bring all nations together. The Lord is about to destroy nations, man. The Lord is about to destroy nations. Let's get Jeremiah 30 and 16 if we can. Because the Lord has judgments, man. The Lord said all nations that touch the nation of Israel are going to be devoured, man. That's not a nice thing to say. There's no easy way to tell people that, man. There's no easy way to tell Edomites that the Lord is going to enslave them and destroy them.
Right.
There's no easy way to say that. At the same time, whether you yell it to them or tell it to them, it's going down.
It's going down. Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all they that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
And these nations have preyed upon our people, man. Even unto this day, the fact that they thought that they could come up with buttery words and change and sway our decision does not, it shows you that they feel like our nation is docile, man, disposable.
Right.
Because they wouldn't pull up at no synagogue or no mosque and tell them to forget about what's going on with their people, man. They dare not do that, man. But because they have such lack of respect for you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they'll come up here and say some of the most outlandish shit that you've ever heard in your life, man.
Right, come on, man.
But it's all good because our Redeemer is strong, man. Yahweh Shemel Shah is about to come and judge this world, whether these people believe it or not, man. It's all good when you got three full-course meals in your stomach. Life get a little different when you can't just eat when you want to, man. Then we're going to find out, we're going to separate the men from the boys, man. And this truth is going to play out whether these people believe it or not, man. The Lord is going to destroy this place, man. And he's going to destroy so-called Christians, man.
Wrestle the scriptures.
The worst thing you can do is pick up the scriptures of the Lord and assume a position that's not yours. The worst thing you can do is pretend to be Jacob, man. Or to try to assume a blessing that was not given to you in the first place, man. Nobody wanted to suffer with our people, but they love our culture, man.
I brought out Job 9 and 24. They are the wicked. They covered the faces of the judges. They're the devil, man. They're deceivers. They're the seed of the wicked one. That's what they do.
That is of that wicked one.
And the world has cleaved unto that spirit, man. The world has cleaved unto that spirit, man. That's why when you hear about injustice, these people laugh. That's what Esau does, man. Because Esau has not been judged, man. So he looks at judgment and laughs at it because he feels like he's never going to be judged, man. But it's going to come a time where merciless judgment is going to happen on the planet Earth. And everybody who has a belief that's outside of Yahweh Shemel Shah is going to crumble in that day, man. Where it says like a man who made his foundation on sand.
Right.
These people have made their foundation upon sand, man. What they actually believe in, what's grounding them, is a nation that's built on fiat currency. That's a foundation built on sand. It's going to fall. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 15. Every one that is joined shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them, Salakia, every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
And what does that being joined unto them represent, man? It represents that chill. It represents cleaving unto the philosophy, where they done took the Bible and not everybody's all inclusive.
Right.
When the Bible is actually exclusive. But it actually takes fortitude to actually stand up and tell people the truth, whether they hear it or forbear it, man. You can buck it, don't change the scriptures. You being upset that the so-called white man going into slavery doesn't change the fact that it's happening. You reap what you sow. What goes around comes right back around, man.
Hey, that's why they keep wanting to get away from the past. They keep dodging the past because they want to get away from that. You reap what you sow. They want to get away from that. All of a sudden now, because this price, you don't have to pay. So we had to pay. We had to fall. Why they don't got to pay? Doesn't make sense.
But that's because they haven't been judged. So that mentality is that there's no judgment to come. That's why the so-called white man can pick up the Bible and pretend like, well, now he can ride off into the sunset with the scriptures and just call on the name of the Lord and forget about his nation and their iniquities, man.
Hey, let bygones be bygones.
Right. But they won't say that to the so-called Jews and Amalekites. They won't go and say, hey, man, forgive the Germans, man. It's cool, man. Anybody that says that the Holocaust never happened, going to jail, man. If they find out you 130 and you was a Nazi, they taking your ass to jail, man. They ain't forgiving and letting bygones be bygones, man. So neither should we, man. We value our nation as well, man. And we understand that the Lord is going to judge nations, man. Just like our nation was judged. Our nation was judged and everybody stood around, laughed, and pretended like it wasn't happening. And it's still happening.
That spirit vex heavy, boy.
Our people are still being put to death out here. Our people are still being done wrong. And these so-called white people walk around like nothing happened, man.
She ain't getting no sleep.
They turn a whole blind eye to it until you Negroes come up with a new dance. Once you Negroes come up with a new dance, or if you pick up a basketball, or if you spit a couple bars they like, they'll turn to you. But when you going through something, they turn their back and act like ain't nothing happening.
This is Psalms 49 and 11.
Hold on, Go ahead.
This is Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like the beast that perish. This their way is their folly, yet their posterity approve their sayings. Selah.
Yeah, because they have this envision of themselves lasting and continuing forever in rulership, man. Romans didn't think Rome was going to fall, man. Egyptians didn't think Egypt was going to fall, man. Greece didn't think it was going to fall to Persians. But yet they're dead and they're buried. Yet those kingdoms, all those kingdoms have risen and fallen. And this nation is no different, man.
No different.
See, that's the mistake that Esau has made. He thinks he's an exception and he's not, man. Just like the Lord used other nations to punish us, he bodied those nations after that, man. And their nation is no different. The only big difference is that the Lord is going to completely destroy the so-called white man for his own pride, man. And when it happens, you'll know that a prophet has been among you, man.
Hey, that's beautiful.
We're not moved by your conversations, man. We're not moved by you yelling and screaming, because we know all of these things gonna play out. We know Isaiah 14 and 21 gonna play out.
We know
just like
this.
we know the championship game's gonna come on. Just like we know the NCAA gonna have another season if the Lord continues to keep this place up. We have that much faith in what the Lord said he's gonna do, man.
Right.
Just like you believe your paycheck gonna come 2 weeks from now. We have that kind of faith in Isaiah 14 and 21. We have that kind of faith in Revelation 13 and 10. So your conversation's not going to move us.
Jeremiah
Whether you
30
get it now or you get it when the Lord put it on you, it's no different.
I don't know why you got
We gotta preach.
Bring it out.
This is Isaiah chapter 6, starting at 9.
Beautiful.
And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceiveth not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears.
Which shows you that the Lord don't want the majority of our nation to get this. And you know why? Because it takes a certain type of fortitude to stand on this, in these elements, and actually believe in this and stand on it. It takes a certain type of fortitude. When you're dealing with military strategy, you don't send your infantry into archers. You got to send some special troops in there to make things happen. This is that type of battle, man. The Lord is not requiring the average Israelite. He's looking for the elite of this nation, man. And when you receive this and you understand this, the Lord is calling you to a battle, man. That's why Paul always referred to a battle. Because we're in a battle right now, not of flesh and blood, but of doctrines and principalities.
Right.
And we're living what we believe in, man. That's why it don't matter who come up here, how soft-spoken, how loud, how mad they get. It don't change the scriptures.
Don't change the scriptures.
None of these letters change because somebody mad at it. None of these letters change because somebody got mad.
I got a precept, Bob.
You got it,
This is Psalm chapter 50, verse 5. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
See, and that's the misconception this world has got of the scriptures. This is about a father and his son. Or I should say a father and his sons.
Right.
This is about a father disciplining his sons.
Right.
So-called white man think he's ruling because he's extra. He's extraordinary. No, he's just like the Romans and the Egyptians. They risen, they fell. He's no different. This is just the time that the Lord has given for us to gather ourselves together, for us to actually be built up. Because the Lord's going to make good on his promise. What are you doing to make good on yours?
I got a precept to go with that, right?
You got it.
So this is, I got a point I got to make. So it say, gather my saints together that made a covenant with me by sacrifice. This is Isaiah, this is Psalms 148, verse 14. He also exalted the horn of his people, possessive pronoun, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, and people near unto him, praise ye the Lord. Now Psalm 50 and 5 say, gather my saints together, who made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
Right.
Now, we know the only ones that they're sacrificed to the Most High is the Israelites, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Job, okay? So when you go to, this is my point about those who made a covenant with me by sacrifice. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech ye therefore, brethren, by the mercies of power, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto power, which is your reasonable service. Now, the ones that that he said, gather my saints together, which is the Israelites, who's out here on the highways, byways, presenting their body as a living sacrifice? The brothers on the street corners everywhere, man. Raising up, letting people know, the so-called Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans know that they are the chosen saints of the Lord.
And that's
the
why
elect.
That's why the Lord said, and that's why Paul exhorted brothers to come out there and make their bodies a living sacrifice. Because Paul understood that the ones who understood this were going to be a part of that elite. They're going to be a part of that elite, and they have to actually have the courage to stand on that belief that the Lord has already given them, man. They have to stand on the gift. The Lord said that you're an elite. By bringing you into the truth, the Lord said, look, you're special. I've given you tools to exercise and fight for your nation. Are you going to sit home, or are you going to come out here and fight for your heritage?
Right.
Because that's what the Lord is calling. He's not calling the entire nation of Israel. He's calling the select few of his nation, man. The majority of our people are going to die here, man, because they are homeborn slaves. Their mentality is drawn to their oppressor, man. They don't see anything past what the so-called white man is giving them, man. And because of that, they're going to fall by it, man. The so-called white man is going to be destroyed for what he has done. He's doing his job. Are you doing yours?
Which say they are Jews and are not.
Because it takes a certain kind of spirit to stand out here on the highways and hedges, and that's a gift from Yahweh Shem Yahushua that goes into the gift that we were already talking about. That goes into that's the spirit that the Lord had over
Jews and are not. We don't fool with you. So who the fuck you talking about?
Shaq and Kobe. Me and this brother always going back and forth, right? I want you guys to understand why I am the way I am. We'll bring this precept out. 2 Corinthians 11 and 1. Would, we talking about Paul. Would to Yahweh you could bear with me a little in my folly. I know my spirit be riled up. This is why. And indeed, bear with me. That go for the camera. All of y'all. If you're offended, turn the fucking video off, man. This is for the elect. You're not going to get offended if you're about the truth, man. For I am jealous over you with good jealousy. We got a brother out here learning. Anybody come up here, I'm jealous over them, man. That we tried to edify her. She was scoffing. She wasn't even acknowledging us. That's why, and then she wanted to attack the brother. That's any brother, right? It said, just bear with me. That's what I'm saying. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy. For I have espoused you to one husband that I may present you a chaste virgin to Hamashiach. This is the main point here though. Verse 6, we always bring this out. But though I be rude in speech.
Yeah, knowledge, right.
Yeah, so like I said, that's why I be so hot. I just wanted to bring that out.
It's all good.
But it's still order though, because the brothers told me to calm down. I calm down.
It's all good.
But you know
I
what?
just like she was crying. I want to keep her here and bash her ass up. That's what I want to do.
You know what? You know what though? That shows you,
brothers, man.
And that's the point that I wanted to make, because what iron does, what does iron do?
Sharpen iron.
It sharpens iron, man. You have different spirits.
Right.
Why? Because you can't have everybody on the team be a shooter.
Hey, that's beautiful. My grandma said, if everybody the same, we'd be walking in a circle, man.
Exactly. You can't have everybody in the game being a center, or everybody in the game being a quarterback, or everybody being a center. Everybody gotta play a role.
Right.
And I would want a brother to say, look, you need to calm down, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Tighten up. I would want a brother, because if you don't do that, then you don't really love me, man.
That's called bringing your brother, your body into subjection, man.
The world thinks that love is something, some touchy, abstract feeling. No, love is having enough compassion for another brother to say, look, you need to tighten up.
Right.
Because love is easy when everything is cool. It's easy to say, hey, brother, when them drinks get good, hey, brother, I love you, dog.
Right.
Hey, for life. But when you in adversity, is that brother willing to tell you to watch your back and keep your head on the swivel? Because that's the time we living in right now. That's why the Lord not waking up the majority of our nation. Because the majority of our nation is sheep fed to the slaughter, man.
Right.
They don't even have a mentality of rulership, man.
First of all, they effeminate. They raised by women, man. They're emotional. Emotions cloud judgment. You can't receive the truth if you're emotional. You gotta put your emotions to the side, man.
That's why I told her, listen, stay focused. That's why I told her, stay focused. Don't get emotional. I said, you get emotional. Stay focused. Go ahead, bring your precept out. Right. He on the side. He ain't want to come up in the paint. Well,
This is what to the brothers saying about how these heathens they can't understand.
right.
This is 1 Corinthians 2 verse 13.
Beautiful.
Which things also we speak not in words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Ghost teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual.
Right. Hey, that's
but the
beautiful.
natural man
Beautiful.
receiveth not
That's your favorite scripture.
the things of the Spirit of Yahweh Shai, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
So we are following the state of Yahweh Shai in a world full of Nicodemuses, man. We sitting here speaking spiritual things and they trying to compare it to literal, man. They don't get that part, man. And that's because the majority of our people aren't built for this part of the battle, man. They built to come in once everything is built up and established. They're not built for the building of the foundation of the nation, man. That takes the strongest of the strong, man. This is nation building 101, man. Only the strong are gonna survive initially, man. And then the 2/3 of our nation are gonna come back and everything is built and it's nice. But the Lord is gonna have to reserve the elect for this battle right here, man. This is a 300 Gideon in the spirit now.
Right.
The Lord ain't calling, because if we wanted to do numbers and numbers.
Yo, passing by, bro, I gotta say one thing, man. Yo, y'all be blessed. Have a great night, man. Yo, thank you on so much for what y'all do. First and foremost, man. Yo, mad respect. Hey, sincerely, bro. Mad respect, bro. God bless y'all. Happy holidays. Have a blessed night, man. Blessed life, no matter what, yo. All of y'all, man. God bless, no matter what.
Because at the end of the day, man, this is about nations and it's about judgment, man.
Spread awareness.
And not only that, but it's about the betterment of the entire planet minus Esau, man. And that's what we were going into before. This goes beyond carnal blessings, man. This is beyond, we gonna rule over them with a rod of iron, we're gonna be kicking ass. This is about rulership and responsibility, man. That's what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is teaching us.
Right.
If you can't feed your household, how are you gonna make decisions for millions of people, man? Because obviously the so-called white man ain't doing right. That's why people out here destroyed and starving. So the Lord is raising up the next kingdom so that it can be established for what? Forever, man. And that takes the strong, man. And that strength is not of ourselves, it's of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Like we said before, it takes guts to come out here and stand in the paint against all foes, man.
This is our Exodus chapter 19, verse 5. Now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people.
And when you special, people gonna hate that, man. When you chosen, when somebody give you a gift and the other person ain't get that gift, you gonna be upset, man.
Right.
That's why these nations are mad at our people, especially when we start waking up and standing up, man. When we start calling a spade, man. You got it, right?
And all the earth is mine, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Yasha'Allah.
And that was an oath sworn to one nation of people. It wasn't sworn to everybody. The Lord is not a fast food restaurant, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushua ain't Denny's or Golden Corral. You can't just walk up in there, pay some money and eat. This is exclusive, man. And because it's exclusive, they're upset. And because it's exclusive, they're upset. But that's supposed to happen.
It's supposed to happen.
That's supposed to happen. Matter of fact, I would not expect anything less.
Esau feeding on what we teach.
Because if this wasn't the truth, nobody would respond or care.
God.
The fact that people are offended at what we're saying gives witness and testimony that this is the truth.
This is the truth. And it shall make you free.
He said he was going to give us a mouth that our adversaries couldn't
gainsay or resist. They can't help. They can't help but come against it. It's too powerful.
He got to slide his way over here. We way over here. Keep sliding over here.
This the words of the Lord.
Keep electric sliding over here.
That's why riots broke out, man.
Instead of getting closer, he cleaved, huh?
That's why riots broke out, man. That's why fights were in the streets when the prophets came out.
Right.
What they were saying wasn't nice, man. What they were saying wasn't kind to everybody, man. What they were saying wasn't inclusive to everybody, man.
It wasn't? Hold on. This is what Christ said. It wasn't inclusive?
No.
I thought it was. I think you're wrong now. This is what Christ said. This is what Yahweh says. I think he's wrong. This is Matthew 3:7. But when he saw many of the Pharisees and Sadducees come to his baptism, he said unto them, O generation of vipers, who hath warned you to flee from the wrath to come? Bring forth, therefore, fruits meet for repentance.
Exactly.
I thought everybody could come.
No.
I thought whosoever.
No.
My bad.
And that's Bible 101, man.
It said the saints.
But now you have this new theology, this replacement theology, where they believe that the Lord's people has been replaced by a church. And they're going to find out the hard way that that's just not true, man. You can't back that up precept upon precept, man. Shows you they don't know Bible 101. They say you're jumping from here to there in the scriptures.
Right.
There's precepts on doing that, man. The Lord jumped around in the scriptures. What do you think they get as it is written? It wasn't codified then. They didn't have the luxury of saying, Yahushua didn't say, as it is written in Jeremiah 3:14.
Right.
No, the Lord has scrolls.
Right.
So if they said something, you had to roll out all the scrolls and read the whole Isaiah to find chapter 14.
Right.
Quick point. He said something, right? It's written in code, right? We in prison, aren't we? Isn't this a prison sentence?
Right.
When you in prison, what you do when you write in kites? You write the shit in code. Right. You don't want everybody to see. The Bible is written in code because it's our book. We're in captivity amongst the heathens. It is a code for us.
It's a code for us. That's
How
beautiful.
you gonna decipher it? You ain't got the key.
That's why Deuteronomy
they don't have
28,
the discernment.
That's why Deuteronomy 28:45 and 46 said, the curses shall be upon you for a sign and a wonder. So when we say, man, why has the Lord done all these things? Well, my son, I've had the scribes document your activities, and your nation has been found wanting. So you're in a correctional facility until further notice because of what your forefathers have done.
Amos 3:1.
But what's the comfort? The
1 and
comfort
2.
is that while you're in captivity now, you got a release date. You got parole on the way. And when you walk out them gates, I'm putting Gucci on you, so to speak.
Right.
Cuban links automatic.
Right.
Don't even think about that.
Right.
Women, oh, come on, that's potato chips. We easy. That's easy.
Gold and silver, not air
What are you going to
rings.
do with the responsibility? Because now I'm putting that crown back on your head.
Right.
I took that crown because you didn't appreciate it.
Right.
2/3 of our people didn't appreciate the crown we were given, man. And only through the mercy of the Lord are 1/3 learning to appreciate it. And I say learning because that's a process. We're waking up to being lions.
Right.
When you're a cub and you're learning to hunt, you don't do it right the first time, or the second time, or the third time. That's why the Lord says it's not justified by the laws and your actions, man. Because you're a cub, you're just waking up.
Right.
why it said rehearse the righteous acts. It didn't say get it right. It said rehearse. Practice.
Come on, man. Lions, Cubs ain't telling them, look.
Yeah, Amos chapter 3.
If you mess this first one up, you out the pack.
You out the pack. You can't.
No, that's what grace had to happen, man, because we're young lions learning how to hunt again, man.
Hey,
we're young lions getting our identity and our understanding and our spirit back, man.
I want to bring this out just to go ahead. I'm going to bring you last second. Bring this out just to go on what you were just saying.
This is Amos chapter 3. Start at the top.
Verse 1 and 2, yeah.
Hear this word that the Lord Yahweh has spoken against you.
Against us, man.
O children of Israel.
Right.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt.
Right.
Saying, you only have I known.
Right.
Of all the families of the earth.
So go ahead, Austin.
This is the point. This is the point right here.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Now the Lord said he will, my bad, the Lord said he will punish you for all your iniquities. That goes back to what the brother just said. When you read in Psalm 147, 19 and 20, he said, he sure his word unto Jacob, his statutes unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any other nation. And as for the judgments, what's the judgment if you break the laws of the Lord? The iniquities that happened to the Israelites that going into captivity.
But that's just like saying, look, if my son do something wrong, I don't know the other kids in the neighborhood. You only have I known. You my child. We made the deal.
Right.
We made an agreement. You wasn't gonna go outside and play in the mud like the rest of the kids in the neighborhood.
Right.
You did it, so I'm gonna beat you. And the other kids in the neighborhood gonna laugh at you getting a beat.
Right.
Just like the little kids used to laugh when you got a beating, when you knew you was walking into that house and your mama was gonna kick your ass because you ain't get in there before the street lights came on.
Every time.
The kids in the neighborhood did what? They laughed. But your mama ain't come out there with the belt trying to beat all of them because she didn't tell them to come into the house. That's the same logic with our Father, man.
They not her kids. They
exactly.
not her kids.
That's why he say, you only have I known, man. Nobody wanted to partake in the curses, man.
Hey.
But that's just like a niggard, man.
And if I could say this, if I could say this, hey, I'm from Mississippi, man. We ain't had too many street lights in the country. So we had to play around the street light. We can't be way down the street when the light come on. Hey, your ass in trouble. Straight up.
And that goes into the Lord giving his nation discipline. Look, the Lord is not the Father. He's the creator of all nations, right? He's not the father of all nations. That's specific. When you're the father of a nation and that nation doesn't do right, they have a responsibility that's outside of the responsibilities of the heathens. The heathens are considered beasts.
Hey, we say that brother. It's our father.
That brother.
Because they didn't get, the Lord didn't give them this kind of wisdom. He created them, but he fathered a nation.
That brother just broke that down like he was at a philosopher at Cambridge or something.
But the Lord broke it down. Because the Lord gave us these scriptures every time. And now at the Wadi Yahweh Bashim Al Shah, we in the last days standing up. And we almost off. We almost off work.
I got that too. I did get that.
We in jail now, but we can see our parole date from here, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
We can see our parole date from here.
They trying to violate us, man.
Exactly.
They trying to violate us left and right.
Why two-thirds of our people trying to keep us here?
4 and 22.
Because they like to see
back up your point. It was just something real quick.
Because the CO Debbie cakes and noodles.
Let's bring that up.
Because the CO of the jail that they live in gives them extra flavor packets in their noodles.
Hold that out. We're going to get
that. So now they cool with being here. But the Lord is about to parole his nation, man. That's what the second Exodus is all about, man.
About to make them uncomfortable.
The second Exodus is about the Lord rescuing his people and judging the nation that did them wrong, man.
Damn, look at Esau.
That's justice. Hell.
I think a crayon.
You had a previous like
yeah, you can bring this out real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is a quick precept to back up the Akim precept. This is John 4 and 22. Ye worship ye know not what.
Right.
We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews.
Right.
Come on, man, and you have to establish the family first, man. If the father, what did Yahweh Shah do? He had a parable where he was talking about how the owner of the vineyard, right?
Right.
He owned the vineyard, right? And he had these guys go out there and work it, and then he sent somebody to go collect the payment. And they figured, well, shit, we can, nah, you ain't getting nothing from us. We work for it.
Right.
And then he sent another one. That's the prophets.
What they did, they killed him, then.
And then he sent his son.
Right.
And they killed his son.
And they killed him. Yep.
This is the same thing. The Lord is building the business.
Right.
Again, he's bringing, and the business is the world.
Well, I think the first one they kicked out.
Yeah, they kicked it and they
kicked
beat
him out.
They beat
him.
one of them and left him empty.
Yeah.
But they're all saying that, all to say this, that the Lord has given the management of the planet Earth to this nation. That's why we're king of what? Priests. Because the management of the planet Earth belongs to our nation. And this is far above women. This is far above porn and drinking till you silly.
God.
It's a higher level responsibility. And as we continue to grow, we start to lose that mindset of caring about these little things. King David ain't care about that. King David had all that, and he was like, man, that's like shoes, man. That's like Air Force Ones, man. I mean, if I want something, I go get something. I mean, what's up?
Nothing to a boss. That's what they say.
Exactly.
It ain't nothing to a boss.
But what's the real riches? Even Solomon acknowledged that. What's the real riches? This understanding.
Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
What Jake always said when you're in jail, they can trap my body, but they can't trap my what?
My mind.
Because either way, judgment is gonna play out. And if the Lord gave us the curses, He made good on those, He's not gonna make good on the blessings. He's not gonna judge this nation for putting their hands on us. Come on, man. He made it clear that He was a man of His word by putting us in captivity.
He that touches you, touches the apple of my eye.
Come on, man.
You got that precept up.
This is back to what the brother said earlier. Matthew 13, verse 11.
Beautiful.
He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not from him shall be taken away even that he hath.
Exactly. So that's telling you that the ones that have been given this understanding, they're gonna have abundance. And the ones who have not been given this understanding, even their own identity is going to be taken away from them. He was talking about now, where we at now. I've given some of my nation this understanding, but the other ones, even their nationality is taken from them now. Now they just Negroes in America, or they Hispanics in America, or they Puerto Ricans. They identify that, they're proud of it. Now we proud to be Israelites, man, and we're going to stand on that and we're going to die about that. What most of the men of our nation not willing to do, and that's die for what they believe in, man. The Lord is raising up a different standard. That's why the Lord said, if you be obedient even unto death, man, He'll give you a crown of life, man. Right. But if you're not willing to go to the level that Yahushua was willing to go to, you don't deserve the same blessings, man.
Right.
That's why the elect are gonna have crowns on their head, man. Because they stood out here against all the elements, man. Any foe that had a problem, anybody who wanted to come slaughter us, they welcome to do it. Because we're out here subject, making our bodies a living sacrifice. Actually standing for what we believe in. The majority of our nation won't do that, man. The majority of these Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans won't stand up for nothing unless you step on their shoe.
Right.
Then it's a problem.
Unless you spill their drink.
Right.
That's why the Lord called our nation sottish children, man. Little dumbass kids, man.
Baby kids.
And the Lord is gonna spank our nation, man. And that spanking is death, man. Because now we coming into that, we growing up in the spirit, man. The so-called white man did what he did and he's going to be judged for that, man. But you have a responsibility now, man.
Right. Precept.
You got to protect your crown now, man. What he's done, he's going to pay for that, man. Him and his children. Thus saith the Lord. What are you doing to preserve your crown, man? You got one?
Yeah. Revelation chapter 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from power entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
So great fear is going to fall upon people that see us stand up for righteousness, stand up bold as lions, man. Because we know and we believe that the Lord's going to make good on His promise, just like you believe your check is going to come into your account. We believe that, man. And we willing to die about that, man.
We don't believe, we know. We know for a fact.
Because the majority of these men are effeminate, man. They cold coffee drinking, slide wearing, crop wearing, button up softies, man. And they're not willing to die for anything, man. But they're gonna die for nothing, man. Because their life means nothing, man. Just a vain existence. Social media. Women. Their life is so simple and their life is so vain and empty that's why people are depressed here, man. That's why people spend millions of dollars distracting themselves from their actual reality, man.
Right.
Because reality hurts and it's dark. And there's no hope in it. There's more hope in social media and looking happy to people that don't really care about you. That's the level of integrity and morals that this place has been reduced to, man. And rather than seeing the nation that the Lord chose to restore order, rather seeing that happen, they'd rather live in hell than to have a little small chair in heaven, man. Because the heathens are going to be good in heaven, man. They resist this because they can't be John Daughter, but everybody in the job can't be CEO. But if you working for a good company, you ain't mad. If your boss is a decent human being, you ain't mad. That's what the Lord is doing. He's raising up his nation to be decent, to discern, to have judgment, to know when to apply mercy, to know when to apply judgment. Because you're going to be responsible for the planet, man. That's a great responsibility. This ain't just about getting some women, man. That's easy, man. You got Jake right now spending his last to get some ass, man.
Yeah.
And the Lord got that and more on the other side of something he not willing to die for, man. And it's a shame, man. And that's why they're going to see and they're going to have everlasting shame and contempt, man. Because they're going to realize everything they worked so hard for was given to them already. And they just didn't endure. They just weren't willing to sacrifice for it.
But he's willing to die for a piece of ass, though.
Our people will die for less, man. Our people will die if you step on their shoe. Our people will die if you owe them money.
Ezekiel 37 verse 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceedingly great army.
Exactly. And those who really want to see the world in a better place, they want the Israelites to come back home. Just like that lady on that video that says, I heard you blacks in America don't know you're the Israelites. She's sitting there with her baby, and she's saying, look, y'all need to come home. Y'all need to come home. Because the world is trash right now because y'all ain't home. Because y'all ain't in y'all right mind. Y'all don't know y'all the Israelites? We know. This lady's sitting in our land. She said, look, this is your homeland right here. Yeah. Exactly.
Unicorn.
But they want righteousness so bad they don't care who it's coming from. And that's what the Lord is about to do. He's about to destroy this place so bad that they will follow Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans if that's what righteousness is going to equal up to. That's why it talks about the scriptures saying that they're going to hold, 10 men are going to hold to the skirt of him that is a Jew.
Right.
Saying that I heard God with you, man. We heard the story about how y'all was in Babylon and the Lord beamed y'all up. We can see the glow on y'all. We know y'all special. The elect are going to have reverence because when there wasn't a tangible gift, they still trust the process. In this world, Jake will work hard for a goal that he can see. It's a harder challenge to work for a goal that you can't see with these.
That's why it's a gift.
And that's why Yahushua said, blessed is him that have not seen me and yet believe. Because we willing to die for a man we haven't seen in this life with these eyes.
I got a quick free.
We believe the Lord sent him. And because we believe that, we willing to sacrifice it all, man. Because we to die for less. We to die for less, man. You to die for a homeboy that would have committed adultery with your woman if he had the opportunity. You were willing to die for him. How much more should we go hard for Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man? We could be dead right now, man. Or we could be out here spiritually dead, man. Eating ribs, looking for the next box, not caring who she with. Being led further into destruction. Or like these people that pass by and laugh at the words of the highest, man. The ultimate disrespect. Come on, man. And with that gift, what are you going to do with it, man? You got it,
Speaking of, we willing to die for this truth. This is Romans chapter 8 and 18. For I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Exactly, man. We were willing to die for less, man. How much more are we going to put all on the line for the sake of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man? These people feel like we're fools. Fine, we'll be fools for Hamashiach's sake, man. The majority of these people don't know what the fuck they believe in, man. When you start asking these people what they actually believe in, they crumble. When they run out of CNN quotes, or Fox quotes, or some shit they done saw on Wikipedia. They crumble like cookies, man. That's why they don't stand for nothing, man. Because what they believe in ain't a firm foundation, man. Come on, man. And that shows, that shows you that's like a rock. What happens when you drop a rock in the water? You get what? A ripple effect.
Right.
You get a ripple effect.
I knew that was gonna happen. I was holding Romans.
You say some words. If the truth is in it, you're gonna have a ripple effect. He all the way down there. What you worry about this for? If this ain't the truth, why you sliding into our game room? Come on, man. This ain't rocket science, but it's spiritual. And the natural man not gonna get it. We talking over the heads of the natural man.
Break this down. I knew I was waiting for him to start back up because I knew once you got in the spirit, he was going. I was waiting on him.
Yeah.
Y'all break this down, all right? I'm gonna start in Romans chapter 10 because he keeps saying whosoever. I was holding this, waiting until we get back on it. Romans chapter 10, verse 11. I'll start at verse 11. For the scripture saith, whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed.